Curupira. Imagine a forest guardian who looks like a kid with bright orange hair, but with his feet turned backwards. That's the Curupira. His job is protect the Amazon rainforest from hunters and anyone who tries to mess with nature. The backward feet are his signature move. When hunters try to track him, they get completely lost, because the footprints point in the opposite direction. It's basically the original GPS jammer. The Curupira isn't just about scaring people. He's a symbol of the forest fighting back. If you hunt for food respectfully, fine. But if you overhunt, cut trees recklessly, or try to exploit the land, the Curupira will drive you insane with illusions, noises, and endless circles in the woods. In other words, respect the forest, or the forest will prank you until you cry. Iara. Every culture has a version of the mermaid. In Brazil, it's Iara, a beautiful woman with long dark hair and the lower half of a fish. She sits on river rocks, combing her hair, singing. But her voice is basically a magical trap. Fishermen hear it, get hypnotized, and dive into the river, never to return. But here's the twist. Iara wasn't always a river siren. According to the legend, she was once a warrior woman, so skilled in combat that her male companions grew jealous. They plotted against her. She fought back and killed them, but when the elders found out, she was punished and thrown into the river. That's when she transformed into the enchanting, deadly mermaid. So the story isn't just about a supernatural creature. It's also about betrayal, injustice, and transformation. And if you're wondering, yes, there are still stories of fishermen who swear they heard her song echoing across the Amazon at night. Boitatá. Picture a giant snake made entirely of fire, sliding through the grass at night. That's Boitatá. Her name comes from indigenous languages and means something like fiery serpent. She's both terrifying and protective, a creature who punishes anyone who burns the forest without reason. The legend has roots in natural phenomena. People in the countryside sometimes saw strange glowing lights at night, which were actually gases from decomposing plants catching fire. Instead of calling it swamp gas, they imagined a fiery snake crawling through the fields. Much cooler, honestly. Boitatá has one big weakness, her own brightness. She can blind people who look at her for too long. In some stories, she even eats the eyes of those who dare destroy the land. Subtle? Not at all. Effective? Definitely. Pink dolphin. This one sounds cute. A pink dolphin that swims in the Amazon River. Adorable, right? Wrong. At night, during festivals by the river, the pink dolphin transforms into a tall, handsome man in white clothes and a hat. He dances, charms the women, and, of course, disappears by morning, leaving behind a mysterious pregnancy. The Bodo legend is often told in riverside communities as an explanation for unexpected pregnancies. Instead of admitting a relationship, some women would say, "It wasn't me, it was the dolphin." Convenient, right? But it's more than just a story to cover up scandal. It reflects the river's power, something beautiful, mysterious, and dangerous at the same time. And yes, pink river dolphins are real animals. They don't actually seduce anyone at parties, but the legend makes sure you never look at them the same way again. Headless Mule. This one is pure nightmare fuel. The headless mule is exactly what it sounds like, a mule, but with no head. Instead, flames shoot out from where the head should be. She runs through villages at night, screaming and trampling anyone in her way. The backstory? According to folklore, the headless mule is a cursed woman. Usually, she was said to be a woman who had a forbidden relationship with a priest, and her punishment was to turn into this fiery creature every Thursday night. The details vary, but the point is always the same. Religious guilt and fear turned into a galloping monster. To stop her, people said you had to stab the mule with a blessed object, like a needle or a knife. If you did it right, she'd transform back into a human, exhausted and ashamed. So the story mixes morality tale, horror movie, and a little bit of action-adventure. Cuca. Meet Brazil's version of the bogeyman. The Cuca is a terrifying old witch with the body of an alligator and the face of a human woman. In some versions, she's just a crocodile-woman hybrid. In others, she looks more like a monstrous hag. Either way, Her specialty is kidnapping children who don't go to sleep. The Cuca is one of those legends designed to scare kids into good behavior. Don't want to take a nap? Watch out for the Cuca. Staying awake too late? The Cuca is coming. In Brazilian culture, she's so famous that even children's songs mention her. But the deeper meaning is about fear of the unknown. The jungle at night is full of sounds and dangers. So the Cuca is the embodiment of that lurking fear. The creature hiding in the shadows, waiting for disobedient kids. Saci. Finally, the most mischievous of them all. The Saci. He's a one-legged boy who wears a red cap and smokes a pipe. Sounds harmless, but he's the ultimate trickster. The Saci loves to hide objects, tangle horse manes, spill salt, and mess with travelers. The red cap isn't just fashion. It gives him magical powers, like disappearing in a whirlwind. Catching him is nearly impossible, but if you do manage to steal his hat, he's forced to grant you wishes. Basically, he's equal parts prankster and genie. The Saci comes from a mix of indigenous and African traditions, making him one of the most unique figures in Brazilian folklore. And while he might annoy you endlessly, he's rarely evil. At worst, he's that friend who always messes with you but somehow makes life more interesting.